A single coin could be the first step in a sophisticated car theft. Yes, you heard that right, a coin. Scammers are allegedly using this sneaky trick to bypass your car's security and steal your vehicle. In this video, we'll explain how this works, reveal the other methods thieves are using, and show you how to stay ahead of them. Could a simple coin really make your car an easy target for thieves? It might sound strange or even impossible, but that's exactly the warning that's been circulating online for years. The theory goes like this. Imagine a thief slipping a coin into your car door handle, right in the small gap where the latch mechanism moves. The claim is that this tiny obstruction somehow prevents your car from locking properly when you press your key fob, leaving it vulnerable while you walk away, thinking everything is secure. This tactic might feel more like a gimmick than a legitimate threat, but the story itself has spread far and wide. The warning first went viral in 2015, largely fueled by posts on social media that warned car owners to check your door handles before walking away. These posts were often accompanied by alarming images of coins wedged snugly into door handles, which only helped fuel fears. Many shared the warnings out of caution, but the lack of concrete evidence left plenty of people skeptical. After all, how could a single small object, something as light as a loose coin, interfere with modern car locking technology so effectively? Despite the doubt, the idea took root, sparking debates and a frenzy of both confirmation and debunking ever since. Then, Snopes got involved. In their investigation, they examined the mechanics of this supposed trick and ultimately labeled it a myth. They pointed to the evolution of modern vehicle locking systems, which are far more complex and far less vulnerable to simple obstructions than older models. Many newer vehicles rely on electronic latches and sensors to confirm that doors are shut and locked, which makes it highly unlikely for a coin to interfere. But here's the kicker. Although Snopes dismissed the warning as largely untrue, there are still reports of cars being compromised this way, at least in specific circumstances. For example, an article from Motor Biscuit shed light on one particular instance involving a Nissan. In that case, a strategically placed coin managed to prevent the door from fully locking due to the car's unique latch design. While not all cars are susceptible, this story demonstrates that the hack isn't entirely baseless. Essentially, if a thief happens to target a vehicle with this vulnerability, it could be an effective and low-effort way to gain access. It's the perfect example of how even a simple object can become a tool for crime in the right hands. Of course, not everyone is convinced. Mechanics and automotive experts have pointed out that this tactic wouldn't be effective on the vast majority of cars, particularly those with updated keyless entry systems. Modern car locks involve electronic signals and fail-safes that wouldn't be fooled by something as rudimentary as a lodged coin. In most cases, the lock will either override the obstruction or simply refuse to engage until it's removed. This has led to the widespread conclusion that the coin trick is more a relic of older vehicles than a significant threat to today's cars. But this isn't the only trick in a thief's playbook. As we've seen, some criminals are creative and opportunistic, constantly finding new ways to outsmart improving car security systems. So while the coin trick is worth knowing, there are other, far more sophisticated methods that are just as important, if not more, when it comes to protecting your vehicle. But coins aren't the only trick in a thief's arsenal. Let's uncover the other methods you need to know about. If the coin trick isn't the main danger, what other methods are thieves using to steal cars today? Believe it or not, car theft has become less about brute force and more about exploiting advanced technology and human behavior. Criminals have traded crowbars for gadgets, transforming car theft into a precision operation that can leave owners completely unaware until it's too late. The methods they use are not only clever, but also frighteningly efficient, designed to outsmart even the most advanced security systems on modern vehicles. One of the most common and concerning methods is known as a keyless relay attack. Cars with keyless entry systems are a prime target for this tactic. Here's how it works. Thieves use a pair of relay boxes to capture and amplify the signal emitted by your key fob, even if it's inside your home. The first device picks up the signal and sends it to the second, which transmits it directly to the car. To your vehicle's system, it seems as though the key is right there, so the doors unlock and the car starts with no problem. This process is shockingly quiet and quick, meaning your car can be driven away in minutes without any sign of a break-in. Luxury brands have fallen victim to these attacks repeatedly, with some reports showing vehicles stolen straight from driveways while their owners were sleeping just feet away. Relay attacks are only part of the problem. Another method thieves use involves devices known as code grabbers. These tools are designed to intercept the signal emitted when you press the lock or unlock buttons on your key fob. By capturing this code, thieves can play it back later to access your car as if they had the original key. What makes this tactic so dangerous is its stealth. There's no broken glass, no forced entry, and often no indication that anything has happened until you find your car missing, or at least rummage through. Older vehicles with less sophisticated encryption in their fobs are especially vulnerable to this method. Then there's the threat of OBD port hacking, a method that requires a bit more effort but has devastating results. The OBD, or onboard diagnostics, port is a gateway to your car's entire computer system. Located under most dashboards, this port was designed for mechanics to diagnose issues with your vehicle. Unfortunately, it can also be used by thieves to bypass security features. With the right equipment, they can program a new key in minutes, allowing them to drive off undetected. One chilling example involved a customer who lost their $60,000 F-150 while eating dinner only 2 blocks away. It took thieves just 4 minutes to program a key and steal the truck, all without setting off the factory-installed alarm. Not all tactics rely on technology. Physical scams like the bumper bump and grab show that old-school deception remains a powerful tool. In this scenario, a thief taps your car from behind at a stoplight or in slow traffic. When you step out to inspect the damage, their accomplice jumps in and drives off. It's simple but effective because it manipulates our instinct to respond to what seems like an accidental fender bender. In some cases, the distractions involve fake emergencies, such as a stranger asking for help or pointing out a supposed issue with your car. These moments cloud your judgment, giving thieves the opening they need. While these techniques highlight cleverness, they also reveal how relentlessly adaptable car thieves have become. As manufacturers innovate, thieves counter with new tools and strategies to exploit any possible gaps. One alarming example is how GPS/GSM jamming devices are being used to disable tracking systems. These inexpensive gadgets block signals from a car's GPS tracker, making it nearly impossible for owners or authorities to locate the vehicle once stolen. Thieves often use this time to hide the car in storage containers or underground garages, leaving little hope for recovery. And it's not just strangers posing a risk. Cases of spare key theft reveal how individuals we trust, like valets, mechanics, or dealership employees, could turn into unexpected threats. A copied key or recorded key code can give them access later, allowing them to steal the car without a trace of forced entry. Imagine returning home, parking your car, and waking up to find it gone, realizing only then that someone you handed your keys to weeks earlier planned the entire theft. Even the rental return ruse takes advantage of unsuspecting behavior. In high-traffic areas like airports, a uniformed thief posing as a rental employee intercepts cars and keys, often just steps away from legitimate renters. With people in a rush, it's easy to see how this scam can go undetected until it's too late, leaving the victim liable for the missing vehicle. The race between security technology and criminal ingenuity is constant. Each new feature added to protect your car creates a new challenge for thieves to overcome, and they often find a way. This is why staying informed about these tactics is crucial. Relying on a single preventative measure isn't enough. Layering security protections, both physical and digital, can make the difference. So how can you protect your car from these schemes? Let's explore simple but effective strategies next. While not every warning is 100% accurate, staying cautious and informed is your best defense. Criminals are always evolving their tactics, and even something as small as a coin could be part of a larger, more elaborate scheme. Protecting your car requires taking proactive measures. For keyless entry systems, a Faraday pouch can block your key fob signal and prevent relay attacks. Installing an OBD port lock or using a wheel lock also adds crucial layers of security. If you ever spot something suspicious, like a coin in your door handle, Trust your instincts, prioritize your safety, and involve the authorities immediately. Awareness is key.